All right, this video we're going to look at the fundamental counting principle. So it says, this section really isn't that bad. It says the fundamental counting principle. If you can choose one item, okay, from a group of n items, and a second item from a group of n items, then the total number of two-item choices is m times n. All right, so basically what that means, real simple, is how many different ways can you choose things? So if I have m choices for this one and n choices for this one, then I just multiply them together. Okay, so might be kind of hard for you to see that, but let's go ahead and look at an example, and I think it'll clear it up. All right, so we've got example 1. It says the Greasy Spoon restaurant offers 6 appetizers and 14 main courses. In how many ways can a person order a 2-course meal? Okay, so we want a 2-course meal. So we've got a choice. We've got a choice of 6 appetizers and 14 main courses. All right. So the number of ways that we can do that is, well, how many choices do we have for appetizers? Well, that's 6. Times how many choices do we have for the main courses? Well, that's 14. So 6 times 14, and that gives us 84. Okay, 84 different ways. Okay, so that's 84 different ways we can order a 2-course meal. Okay, let's look at example 2. All right, so it says, this is the semester that you will take your required psychology and social science courses. There are 15 sections of psychology for which you can choose. There are, now left out are, there are 9, that's a 9, there are 9 sections of social science that are available at times that do not conflict with psychology. That's important. We know that's always kind of hard, getting your classes together where they don't conflict in times. How many ways can you create a 2-course schedule? Okay, so we've got what? 15 choices for the psychology class. Okay, offered at 15 sections of that. And we have 9 sections of social science. So we've got 15, okay, that's the number of psychology courses we can choose from, times 9, which is the number of psychology, which is the number of social science. So 15 is the psychology courses, 9 is the social sciences. Multiply that together, that gives us 135 different ways, or different 2-course schedules. So, that's quite a bit. So you can see this really isn't that bad at all. All right, so what we did there is we looked at some examples. We had 2 things that we were looking at. Okay, I had so many choices for this one and so many choices for this one, and that was all we had. We had the 2 that we had to pick from. What if we have more than that? Okay, so we've got the fundamental counting principle. It says the number of ways in which a series of successive things can occur. Okay, so we may have more than 2. The number of ways in which a series of successive things can occur is found by multiplying the number of ways in which each thing can occur. So really, it's just like what we just did with, if we just had two. So this right here, this just applies for everything. So however many things you're choosing from, you just multiply the number of ways of each one. So let's look at this. You are planning to take 3 courses: math, English, and humanities. There are 8 sections of math, 5 sections of English, and 4 sections of humanities that you find suitable. Assuming no scheduling conflicts, how many different 3-course schedules are possible? Well, you can see here I've got 8 choices for math, I've got 5 choices for English, and I've got 4 choices for humanities. So that's just 8 times 5 times 4. And let's see, that's going to be 160 different 3-course schedules. And there's your answer. All right. Let's look at this one. Suppose you could order a car with a choice of 9 possible colors, okay, with or without air conditioning, electric or gas powered, and with or without an onboard computer. All right. And how many ways can this car be ordered with regard to these options? All right, so let's see what we've got here. So we've got a car with a choice of 9 possible colors. So we've got 9 possible colors. And then we've got the air conditioning. So that's with or without air conditioning. Notice it doesn't come up and give us a number. It just says we can get it with or without air conditioning. So this is actually 2, right? That's 2 choices there. All right. And then we have electric or gas powered. So the electric or gas powered, well, that's actually just 2 choices there. All right. And with or without an onboard computer. So with or without an onboard computer, that's 2 choices there. So in some of these, they may not come out and say, okay, you've got this many choices for each one. Okay. It may be stuff like this. All right. So, well, we've got what? 9 possible choices for the color. So that's 9 times, and then 2 times this 2 times this 2. And that gives us 72 different ways that we can buy this car. All right. All right, let's look at this one. Okay, let's see, we got, 2 more examples. That's not bad. All right, so example 5. You are taking a multiple choice test that has 10 questions. Each of the questions has 4 answer choices with 1 correct answer per question. If you select one of these 4 choices for each question and leave nothing blank, in how many ways can you answer the questions? All right, so this one, the way that it's telling you, it's kind of like, all right, it's not saying you got this many choices for this one, this many choices for this one, and this many choices for this one. So we got to kind of say, okay, what do we have here? Well, the key here is you're taking a multiple choice test that has 10 questions. Okay, so there's 10 questions. And for each question, how many choices do you have? You've got 4. So for question 1, I have 4 choices. That's how many different ways I can answer question 1. Okay. Now, notice it says that it doesn't say about we have to get every question right. Okay. If that was the case, there would only be one way we could do that, by getting every question right. But they're just saying how many different ways can we answer this test. And so remember, this is question 1. We got 4 different ways. And then times, how many different ways can we answer question 2? Well, that's 4. Times, how many different ways can we answer question 3? 4 ways, okay? So it says each question has 4 answer choices. And then how many different ways can we answer question 4? Well, that's 4. And you see how it's going? It's the same on each question. So this is question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, question 5, question 6, question 7, question 8, question 9, question 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then look, when you get up there and go put that in your calculator, you don't want to type in 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. I mean, remember, this is the same thing as 4 raised to the 10th power, right? So you just write 4 to the 10th. Okay, you got 10 4s. And that is equal to 1,048,576 different ways to answer the test. Okay. All right, so let's look at this one. All right, so example 6. It says telephone numbers in the U.S. begin with 3-digit area codes followed by 7-digit telephone numbers. Area codes and local telephone numbers cannot begin with 0 or 1. How many different telephone numbers are possible? All right, so for something like this, when you're dealing with area codes and zip codes, stuff like that, what I like to do is I like to draw lines. So I've got my 3-digit area code, right? Let me draw those lines a little wider. So I got my 3 different area codes, and I mean my 3 spaces for my area code. Okay, so it's a 3-digit area code followed by a 7-digit telephone number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so just remember this right here represents the area code, and this represents the telephone number. Okay, so what we've got to go through is we're just going to go through each box here and see how many choices we have for each one. Okay, so for the area code, well, what digits can I put there? Well, you can put, let me write all this out. You can put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or a 9. Okay, in this spot here. That's the digits you can put there. You can put a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, 7, 8, or a 9. Okay, and there's what? There's 10 of them. There's 10 choices. Okay, but area codes and local telephone numbers cannot begin with 0 or 1. So this is the first digit of the area code. It cannot be a 0 or a 1. So it cannot be this one or this one. So I only have, for that first spot, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 choices there. All right. So I hope that makes sense. All right. And then in the second spot, how many choices do I have for the second digit? Well, there's no restrictions on it. It can be any one of these digits here. So I have 10 choices for the second spot. How many choices do I have for the third spot? Well, it can be any one of these digits. So I have 10 choices for the third spot. Now let's go here to the telephone number. Well, There's 10 choices, right? But remember, the telephone numbers, area codes, and local telephone numbers cannot begin with 0 or 1. So I cannot have a 0 or a 1 there. So I only have 8 choices for this spot. And then for the rest of the blanks, there's no restrictions on it. It doesn't tell me that all the numbers can't be the same or anything, does it? It doesn't say that. It doesn't say this digit has to be a certain thing. We can put anything, any one of these numbers here. So for this spot, I have these 10 to choose from. So I've got 10 choices. 10 choices. 10, 10, 10, 10. The rest of the way. And so the number of different possibilities we have is what? Well, we just multiply everything together, don't we? 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need one more. All right. And that is going to be 6. Oh. And there is different phone numbers. Okay. So that's quite a bit there, isn't it? 6,400,000,000 different phone numbers. All right, so this video wasn't too bad, wasn't that long. So I hope you learned something. Hope you feel smarter. Check out my other videos. Give me a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.